This review has been made possible by Chevrolet of Naperville. As you know, Chevy has tons of brand new cars and trucks available for purchase, but did you know that they also have a remarkable selection of used cars? Head on over to ChevroletofNaperville.com and look through hundreds of used cars for sale right now.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2009 Hyundai Elantra SE. Up front is a 2.0 liter inline 4 and down below is a 4-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this here Hyundai Elantra for a couple of reasons. First of all, never done one. Second of all, I've been doing a couple of older Hyundais recently, so I'm excited to bring you guys another one. And third and lastly, I just got out of a 2022 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy, which was a nearly $50,000 Hyundai. And so it's really interesting for me to compare the Hyundai of the late 2000s to today's Hyundai, and boy are there some differences we'll get into. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, ZackPradel.com, where you can buy stickers like this retro sticker pack I have available for just $10. You could also submit your vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, as well as you could read my behind the scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 2.0 liter inline 4 under the hood. Well, it makes about 138 horsepower, which isn't anything too crazy. The late 2000s was really the last full decade where economy cars didn't all have turbos. Nowadays, we see really low displacement turbocharged engines in economy cars, like the Ford Fiesta with the 1 liter turbo. But this is before it was that common for economy cars, so it just has the simple 2 liter inline 4, nothing really to complain about. Like I said, paired to it is a 4-speed automatic transmission, seems to be shifting rather smooth, and I don't have any complaints about it. Last but not least, of course, the Elantra is front wheel drive. With that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. We have some interesting things to talk about in here. Well, in front of me, I have 3 gauges. On the left is my tachometer, and the center is my speedometer with my little odometer down at the bottom. And then on the right, I have fuel. That's it. It's giant. It seems like they kind of had to fill space here, but it works. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my volume controls, skip, track, and mode. And on the right, I have my cruise control settings. Very nice for the Elantra. Off to the left, I have my traction control off and my gauge dimmer switch. And on the door, I have my power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. The driver's window is auto down, but not auto back up. Moving into the center, we do have this nice little cubby hole. I assume this is kind of a sunglasses holder since there isn't one up above. Kind of interesting. Then I get a digital clock down below that and the radio, AM and FM, CD and aux, info, and XM. I do have Bluetooth. However, this is the strangest way to do Bluetooth. If you look up where the sunglasses holder normally would be, you see a little speaker with volume. This is your Bluetooth sound system. It does not pipe the sound through the rest of the car. This was an add-on that you could select, and it replaces the sunglasses holder and gives you a way to Bluetooth from your phone to the car, but it just comes out these 2 speakers. That's it. It doesn't play throughout the car. It's the same thing as having a portable Bluetooth speaker sitting on the seat next to you.
Blue Connect, ready.
I find that funny. I'm sorry. But getting back to the center stack, we have the regular power for the radio and buttons and the hazard switch and things like that. Then I do have my climate controls, how hot I want it, fan speed, and where to send it. Very traditional. Then I do have an extra cubby here down below the climate controls. The Elantra is very good at having nice storage options available to the driver. Then I do have a pull-out ashtray and my heated seat options for the driver and the passenger. Moving down below, we have the 12-volt outlet cigarette lighter, aux in, and then a USB, which says iPod USB. Talk about dating yourself. I don't even know if iPods are still around. I think it's just iPads and iPhones, but back in the day, you could plug your iPod Classic into this bad boy. And then the shifter itself, the shifter is very plasticky, very cheap feeling, but it works. There is no button around the back, so you just move it in and out of gear. It's a sort of jigsaw style shifter. Then I do have cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the Hyundai Elantra from 2009, and sadly, it actually fails. Uh-oh, time to redact my statement because I didn't realize the cup holders were different sizes. Uh-oh, I already did that part. Look, it fits in the back cup holder, so I'm wrong. Just like the Veracruz and the Accent from the same era, it fits the big friggin' bottle. That's a pass, baby. Then I do get a little center console that you can open up the very top of, or a larger storage compartment down below. I like that sort of two-tier system. And then we gotta talk about the seats. The seats are heated, but they are not power. Interesting that Hyundai gives you heat instead of power. I feel like it's normally the other way around, but hey, not complaining here. Speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2009 Hyundai Elantra. It's exactly what you would expect. However, I do want to say that there was a wagon, the Touring Elantra, offered at the same time. If you have a Touring Elantra and want it reviewed by me or would let me review it, please let me know, because those are just so unique and different. I love the look of them. But this is not the wagon, this is not the hatchback. But still, headroom is pretty good for being a sedan. I'm sitting pretty much normally, and my head is not hitting the ceiling. I am 5'11", so I'm sitting back here pretty fine. My knees are hitting the seat in front of me, but not terribly. If I spread them a little bit, then they're not. I have power windows and a latch to get in and out, as well as a center console, 2 cup holders, but no storage options found in here. Pretty run-of-the-mill. Let's go take a quick look at the trunk, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the Hyundai Elantra. I do have a trunk popper here on the key fob. Pop it up like that. And then once we're back here, sorry, I apologize if it's windy. You can pull to get the second row of seats down. Very nice there. But pretty much run-of-the-mill stuff here. Decently sized. Nothing really too crazy, but for a little compact like this, actually, it does go pretty deep, I will say. So I give this 2 thumbs up for the rear trunk space, especially for a compact. Now we gotta talk about the looks. And this is where I think things start to get a little ridiculous. As I did my research, I came across a certain website, I'm sure you know the one, and it said that the 2009 Hyundai Elantra has Coke bottle styling, which is a styling cue that was made prominent in the 1960s, mainly by the Avanti. This sort of curved edges, and where it gets wider and then skinnier again, like a Coke bottle. And so you take these beautiful curved lines of America's favorite beverage, and you're saying this looks like that? Okay, yeah, sure, all right. I don't think it's a particularly handsome vehicle, and the fact that they compared it to this design language that is so iconic and beautiful and flowing, and then, I don't know, it's funny. Let's do a walk around of it though. I don't think it's the worst looking car in the world. It's just very bland. The 2000s were very bland. I mean, look at any other vehicle coming out of that era. It was blobby, it was rounded, and some of them are charming, but this looks more like a bloated fish than a beautiful blown glass sculpture, but I'm not one to judge. Let's get to my final thoughts here on the 2009 Hyundai Elantra. Well, if you're looking to buy one of these as a car, point A to point B, that's why you watch these videos. This is a good car. In 2009, J.D. Power and Associates did rate this as the highest quality compact car for the year, which is pretty nice and high praise. As a car, this is a fine get-around car. You don't have a ton of features in here. It's not super pleasant to drive, but if you need a car to get to school, to get to work, to go to the grocery store, and that's pretty much it. You're not gonna live in the car. You're not gonna spend hours and hours and hours in here. You don't go on long road trips. This is a great car for that. It sips on gas. It's affordable, it's reliable, that's it. And if that's what you're looking for in a car, thank you so much for watching. But now let me get on my high horse and get all preachy. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I just got out of a 2022 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy, and that car has all the bells and whistles. And to me, it is astonishing the leaps and bounds in which Hyundai has made in the last 13 years. Granted, it's a little bit of an apples to oranges comparison because this was a small compact and the Palisade is a 3-row luxury SUV, sure. But just look at the materials. Materials are usually pretty solid throughout a manufacturer's lineup. Everything in here is very plasticky. The soft blue lighting while it looks good, looks dated. This is a very late 2000s car. And so, to me, Hyundai, what I'm starting to realize is one of those stories. Money changed Hyundai. Once the public started to really trust Hyundai, they knew that they were reliable, they made solid cars. I mean, Hyundai has been in the States since the late 80s, if you can believe that. In small numbers in the 80s, but they were here in the 80s. I believe 1986. No one took them seriously for the first 2.5 decades that they were here in the States. It was just a budget compact car. But once people started realizing it, then they could turn up the heat. The burners came on. A fire was lit under Hyundai, and now they're pushing the envelope. They're one of the leading luxury brands, and they even spun off the Genesis brand to offer even more refined luxury. And so this is an instance, if I could talk to Hyundai as an entire group or a single person, I would say, money changed you. You weren't always this way. But for once, that's a good thing. Hyundai is finally hitting their stride, and you can't hit your stride without starting out somewhere. And while this wasn't the first Hyundai in the States, this is where that liftoff began. This is where faith was built. And to some car companies, that's the most important thing. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Chevy of Naperville for letting me take out their 2009 Hyundai Elantra. This is one of their used vehicles on the lot. They have tons of vehicles available. This is just one of them. If you want a new Chevy, of course, Chevy of Naperville is the place to go, but they also have tons of sweet used cars. I drove a Pontiac Solstice from them. I drove a GTO from them. I just drove the recent Palisade from them. They are absolutely awesome. Their information is up on the screen, as well as linked in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.